Let's move on to the second main topic today. And our second main topic today gets sent in to us from JRamz, who writes, "Hey, John. It was reported a while ago that Disney were not going to push Robert Downey Jr. for Best Actor at the Academy Awards, which is good because he shouldn't be. At any rate, now news has come out that Disney is pushing not only RDJ for Best Supporting Actor, but also Chris Evans and Hemsworth. As of now, what are the chances he could actually get nominated? Thanks. All right. Now, this was something, you're right, this came up a while ago, JRamz. So Disney kind of put out their initial for your consideration list, you know, what they were kind of pushing out there to the Oscar voters of what they want the Oscar voters to keep in mind when going to fill out their ballots for the Academy Awards. And one of the things that they were not pushing was the notion of Robert Downey Jr. for Best Lead Actor. Now, that created some outrage online. It also created some debate. There are some people that felt like maybe he did deserve to be, if not nominated, then at least put forward for a nomination. There are people like me who thought, hey, I loved Endgame and I really liked Robert Downey Jr. in it, but it was not an Academy Award level performance by any stretch of the imagination, and there's no hope that he could possibly get nominated. So what's the point in doing any kind of a campaign that just might end up being embarrassing? So that was but don't get me wrong, I really liked him in the movie very, very much. I love Robert Downey Jr. That said, then Robert Downey Jr. said, yeah, look, I don't bother pushing me for it. Whatever. So Robert Downey Jr. had a real pro approach to it. He's like, you know what? Don't bother. Just don't bother pushing me for it. He had a very, like I said, a very pro demeanor and a pro approach to it. Well, now what's happened is Disney is putting forward for your consideration not just Robert Downey Jr., but basically all of the primary cast of Endgame, all in supporting actor and actress categories. That includes Chris Evans, Chris Hemsworth, and I think 12 people in total. I think they put forward 12 people in total, but all for supporting actor or supporting actress. And in one of those is indeed Robert Downey Jr. So it raises the question, if we're looking at Best Supporting Actor instead of Best Lead Actor, is there a greater possibility that a Robert Downey Jr. could get a nomination? Could he have a better chance in the supporting category than in the lead category? Because let's be honest, he wasn't really a lead actor in that film. That film is far too much of an ensemble. There's no really one main character in that movie. So it's more appropriate to have him in the Best Supporting category anyway. So that's a good move. But does he have a better chance in the Best Supporting category as opposed to the Best Lead Actor category? I would say this. Yes, he has a better chance, but it's still almost zero. Almost zero. Not zero. There's still an outside shot. But I still think it's highly, highly unlikely that he gets a nomination for Best Supporting Actor. If for number one, let's even put aside the argument for a moment that was his performance in Endgame even really worthy of Oscar consideration? I still contend, while I liked him very, very much in it, no, it was not. It was not Oscar-level performance. It was very good, but it's not the best performance of his career. And I would maybe even make the argument it wasn't even the best performance of his in the MCU. But let's put that aside for a second. You are talking about a category that at most is going to have 5 nominees. This isn't Best Picture category where you could have anywhere up to 10 nominees. There's going to be 5 nominees and 5 nominees only. And in that Best Supporting Actor race are names like Brad Pitt from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And I really liked Robert Downey Jr. in Endgame very much. But was he as good in that as Brad Pitt was in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood? I would say no. It's up for personal interpretation, but I would say no. He's going to be up against Al Pacino for The Irishman. I have not seen The Irishman yet. All I'm going on is everything I've heard everybody else say. And from what I'm hearing, is Robert Downey Jr. going to bump out Al Pacino from The Irishman? I don't think so. Tom Hanks is going to be in the running for Won't You Be My, or A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. Now, I have not yet seen A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood, but from everything I'm reading from everybody, does it sound likely that Robert Downey Jr. is going to bump Tom Hanks out of the list? I don't think so. I have not yet seen Honey Boy, but there is an awful lot of buzz around people who have seen it that Shia LaBeouf very well could snag one of those acting categories. So he's got to go up against that as well. Marriage Story is a movie that a lot of people are raving about. Quick side note, I went to watch Marriage Story yesterday because it's a Netflix movie. I went to watch it, but it's actually not on Netflix yet. Okay, so I guess they haven't dropped it on Netflix yet. So I haven't seen it yet. I went to go watch it yesterday. It wasn't available. But a lot of people are talking about Alan Alda and Marriage Story. A lot of people talking about Alan Alda and Marriage Story. Christian Bale was going to be in the running for Best Supporting Actor, but they decided to run him for as Best Lead Actor along with Matt Damon. So that's one thing they don't have to worry about. Willem Dafoe for The Lighthouse. Oh my God. Now, I'm against this because Willem Dafoe is clearly a co-lead with Robert Pattinson, but they're running him in the Best Supporting Actor category. Was Robert Downey Jr.'s performance better than Willem Dafoe's in Lighthouse? I don't think so. No. No, sir. No, he was not. Then you got names like Joe Pesci for The Irishman, Anthony Hopkins for The Two Popes. Taika Waititi is getting some buzz for his performance as Hitler in Jojo Rabbit. Jamie Foxx is getting some buzz for Just Mercy. Sterling Kane Brown is getting buzz. He's of course, he was in Black Panther, but he won a number of Emmys or a number of awards, including the Emmy for This Is Us. Sam Rockwell's been in the conversation. On and on and on. Lucas Hedges for Honey Boy as well. There's only 5 spots, and I just don't see Robert Downey Jr. cracking the top 8, let alone the top 5. So, fundamentally, do I think that Robert Downey Jr. has a fundamental better chance in the Best Supporting category than in the Best Lead category? Yes, I think he has a better chance in this category. But do I still think he's actually going to end up with the nomination? I don't think so. But again, it is a better chance than before. I'm not going to fall out of my chair the morning they announce the Oscar nominees if they do put him on that list. I'm just saying, from my personal point of view, I don't think he deserves to be on the list, not for this particular performance, and I don't think he will be. There's just too many other names, I think, that are in line ahead of him. So it's going to be an uphill battle, but a better chance? Yeah, I would say he has a better chance in this category than the others. Question is, guys, what do you think about that? What do you think about the move to move not only Robert Downey Jr., but all the cast into supporting actor and supporting actress categories? And do you feel Robert Downey Jr., do you agree with me that he has actually a better shot at maybe getting a nomination? Because he had 0 chance in lead category. Here, it ain't 0. I don't think likely, but it is not 0. What do you guys think about that? Jump into the comment section below and let me know your thoughts. All right.